So here we are in Pearl River, and we're showing off another beautiful remodeled kitchen from Royal Kitchens and Baths that we have a lot of pride in. We think it came out really beautiful. What the client wanted to do is they wanted to open up the kitchen and the dining room so that it was a much larger environment. That was one of the requests. The other thing that they wanted to do, which you'll see in a minute when we get into the kitchen, is they wanted the windows to be able to show off the scenery in the backyard. So when you look at the before pictures, you'll notice that there are two separate smaller windows where we replaced with the one big one, but we'll get to that in a minute. So the previous owners of this home had some construction work done, and the house originally ended here where you see these beams. So the rest of this was an add-on to the home before our existing client purchased the home. So when we opened up the walls, we reconstructed the beams to make them a little bit more sounder and stronger. And we also resized them to be able to fit the kitchen better as well. But there was a wall here. And what we did is we opened this up. This wasn't carrying a load, so it wasn't that difficult to restructure this and reframe it. And basically, we made this peninsula, which gives us storage underneath in the front. It gives us a nice serving area or a buffet area for entertaining for the clients. Where Madison is standing and filming this is their living room. So it really opened up the whole first floor environment for entertaining, to enjoy meals and things like that. So you can see here, these cabinets are not full depth. They're about 13 inches. What's really nice about this company, it's called Sightline Cabinets, is they include 13-inch deep cabinets automatically when most companies will only do 12. So all your upper cabinets come standard at 12 inches at no extra charge. But a lot of times people don't realize you can get quite a bit of storage. You can also see the soft closed doors closing, but you can get quite a bit of storage in a shallow depth cabinet. We can also see this beautiful quartz tops. It has green, browns, marbles, tones. Kind of reflects a Taj Mahal type of a look, except it's maintenance free because it's made out of quartz. So this whole thing was completely opened up and reframed. And what we'll do is we'll now go into the kitchen for a second to continue. Now we can see another angle of the peninsula. Our clients, like myself, like a good glass of wine every once in a while. So we can see as a support and a decorative end cap, we used it for storage as well and put a 6-inch wide wine storage cabinet. We also had some of the ductwork. The HVAC was in the floor, and that's always a challenge when you're cleaning. You don't want to sweep dirt into the vents and things like that. So you'll notice underneath the stool here that we were able to bring the ductwork into the knee wall so that you wouldn't have the maintenance if you want to mop or clean or anything like that. You can also see the electrical receptacles, vacuums, what have you, if you want to plug in a cell phone or a laptop. Another thing you'll see in the ceiling is we used 4-inch wafer lights and we use 6-inch wafer lights in different sizes to accent different areas of the kitchen. Some more for the main ambient light, and then the 4s give us more direct light for certain sections. So this section here, our clients are animal lovers like myself, and we wanted an open space to feed any of the pets. They kind of have an automatic feeder there, which is kind of cool. But at the same time, if any work needs to be done, pay any bills, a laptop station, or what have you, they have this nice little desk area here. We lift this open. We didn't want to put cabinets everywhere and make the look of the kitchen too congested. We wanted the open look, and our clients enjoy different photographs, artwork that they're able to hang and show off. Again, we have the 4-inch lights to accent this area, and you can see the drawer microwave, which is conveniently located next to the refrigerator. When you think about functionality of a kitchen, items can be taken out of the refrigerator that might need to go into the microwave. The countertop is right here to be able to service the microwave, so items can be taken out, and they can use the microwave drawer unit, which is also very popular. As we scoot down to this end, you'll see in the before pictures, there was not a wall here where we see the small mural. It was basically cabinets just sandwiched together. So to make a cleaner look and to look a little richer, we actually built a wall here, which you'll see the pantries on the other side in a minute. And you could see a very, very warm colored brown stained door. You'll notice the 3-inch stiles and rails, which is more of a higher end door style. And we have the country mullion doors here, and they can show off their glassware, another countertop for coffee and things like that. And then this tile was an accent which picked up the main mural from above the range. And here we can see a 3-drawer base. It's nice and wide, so we can get a lot of storage out of that. One of the things you may notice, which I really take a lot of pride in, and it's an extension of the talent of the teams that work for us. When you look around the video in the kitchen, you're going to see shoe moldings. You can see how nice and tight and trim the moldings are. You can also see scribe moldings against the walls to cover any gaps of the walls being out. My men take a lot of pride in their work, and I really enjoy seeing some of the finishing touches that they come up with. You'll also notice the client and one of my project managers added this additional piece of scribe molding, which gave it a nice little accent on top. So sometimes things aren't always planned from the start, but this little accent that you see up here, and you'll also see it here on the top of the riser moldings, just gives a nice finishing touch to really make the kitchen look very rich. So I enjoyed seeing that when I came out to see the final result. So this is our hearth area, our cooking area. And a lot of people years ago used to use rollouts that you'd have to open 2 doors and then you'd have to bend down and the rollout would bang the back of the doors. One of the things we try to do as designers is we use drawer bases. And basically, if I have to get access to any of this, all I got to do is pull the drawer out and everything is right there, convenient. And it's not just pots and pans. It could be Corningware, it could be Tupperware, any type of items. Drawers are always much easier to use than rollouts. Doesn't mean we don't put rollouts in kitchens anymore, but they work very efficiently. You can see a nice chimney hood. It's got the accent lights, the grease filters here. We can see our client picked out a beautiful mural to add art and character and warmth and charm to the kitchen. These are really nice features. I'm more of a traditional type of person myself. So when I see things like this, I want to be in a warm environment. You can also see the tile that we used. It's not a perfect tile, and that's done like that on purpose. Again, adding warmth and character and different architectural lines to the design. So some of the other features that we can see here, we have this pull-out shelf mechanism. I love that it has access right from the top. So if our clients are cooking and they want to grab any oils, teriyaki sauce, whatever they're making, everything's very easy right there. We also have, you've probably seen this plenty of times in our pictures and our videos, our heavy-duty wood Lazy Susans. They're on a 300-pound guide versus a pipe system. So again, this is more of an upper-end type of interior accessories. We can also see that our client decided to use the same type of Lazy Susans in the upper cabinets. We don't do a lot of these, but if they're properly used, as we can see here, they can be very convenient so that you're not reaching back into the cabinet. One of the things I like to do as a designer is a lot of designers will do a 90-degree corner. And the reason I like the 45-degree corner as shown here is for 3 reasons. Number one, even with the surface counter oven, you can still see you have plenty of countertop space that's very usable, and I can even stand in front of it, and this is a great work area. So the first thing that you gain when you do a 45-degree angle in the corner is you gain all this extra workable counter space and still have real estate to tuck some appliances away. The other nice thing I like about this is you have a single door. So the door opens nice and easy. We've got the 110 degrees, which gives us full access to the inside. But when you do the 90-degree with the countertop, not only do you lose the countertop space, but you also have 2 doors that have to be opened properly so that when you close them, they don't bang into the adjacent doors and possibly scratch them. That's another reason that I like this design with the 45-degree angle in the corner. The third reason is because of the Super Susans. You could see that it's a full Susan. So again, you're getting full capacity of the interior storage, top and bottom. Whereas when you do the 90-degree, you get a 3/4 Lazy Susan. So this is just a feature that I really enjoy about this kitchen. We're not always able to do it in every kitchen, but in this particular case, it worked out great. And then here we have are spice racks. These units, I like these. They're not too expensive, but the reason I like them, you notice all the different size spice bottles fit fine. So even if I wanted to put the bigger one in the top, I could still fit it. Another thing I like about these spice racks is that their rail is high enough so that when you open and close them, things don't fall out onto the counters. Unfortunately, there are spice racks that are not made to be able to withstand, a little bit of opening and closing more aggressively, and things will fall out. Another thing that you'll find is interesting is we can see that the range hood, the chimney hood, sticks out further than the wall cabinets. So in order to prevent the doors from hitting the hood and nicking it, we have what we call a restrictor hinge clip. So you'll notice at about 83, 84 degrees, the door cabinet starts to resist and doesn't bang into the hood. So we install these throughout wherever there may be a conflict where a door can bang into a piece of hardware, an appliance, or something like that. As we come along here, we can see just a regular standard cabinet. Again, you want some cabinets like this for miscellaneous storage. And then here you can see a pull-out waste bin. This is also made by Remodel. This happens to be a wired rail system in the back. A lot of them will have space for your bags. So that's just some storage so that if you need to refill the plastic bag, it's right there. As we mentioned earlier, the client wanted to, you can see they have a beautiful backyard. And this window really gives great access to see all the greenery, the trees, and things like that. So again, the original kitchen just had a small window here and then a small window down on the right. So this large window, we've got a picture window in the center. So if I'm standing at the sink, I have a big open view of the beautiful backyard, and I don't have any obstructions with any mullions or anything like that. And then if they wanted to, they could vent with the side windows because they're casements and can crank out. So the molding around this particular window, we did a window sill and then picture frame the rest of it. And you'll notice the height here, which sometimes people bring the windows down really low, but you can see all the items placed in front of the backsplash. So it gives you more usability, and it's still very visible at varying heights, so to speak, to enjoy the backyard. You can see here there's a metal tray that you can put gloves, Dolby pads, rings in, and it's removable. You can just pull it up and unclip it, and you can wash it. And we've got the hinges here, and you can also see that soft close as well. Down on this end, you can see the 2-drawer base cabinet. And a lot of times this drawer can be used for much deeper items, which you can see here. And you can really get a lot of use out of it. Within the last 10 years, designers are using 2-drawer base cabinets for that reason, to be able to get larger items and store more. And we've got the Blum soft close drawer guides that can easily handle the weight. Another feature that I really like about the way we design kitchens is we try to make things look a little bit different. So the client wanted storage, broom closet, so to speak, vacuum, brooms, mops, and that's basically what you see here. They have a ladder, a broom, dust whisk, and things like that to be able to maintain and clean the kitchen. And then on top, you also have some storage for trays. Now this is a pantry, and unlike most pantries that you've seen, others like this in other videos on our website, is we do the drawer base on the bottom because it's so much easier, again, so that we're not bending down and lifting up heavier items. So we can see, again, these drawers, they have a beautiful set of secondary dishes. These are really nice. They match the kitchen beautifully. And a lot of people think of, oh, my dishes and glasses always have to go in a wall cabinet. There's no rules for that. It's not true. And we can see that our clients are using these drawers for dishes and glasses and bowls and things like that. We still have a very large pantry, and you can see that the bottom shelves, we put the roll out. You can see I'm 6 foot tall, how easy it is for me to pull these out and access them. But as you go higher up into the cabinet, for safety reasons, we don't want to put rollouts all the way up. It would become dangerous. If you're reaching up for things and you're locking your elbows, maybe you lose some strength in your arms. So this still gives plenty of access for pantry goods and miscellaneous storage. But this is probably one of the bigger size pantries you can fit in the kitchen. We also want to pay attention to the flooring. Our clients picked a 12 by 24, which again, I also think has a richer look. It's a very natural stone. It looks like some kind of a slate with a marble vein in it. And you can see that we did a brick pattern on the floor in this beautiful gray with the white veining. You also know that one of the things that we do is we'll do a mud floor base to help level the floor and give it a lot of strength for it to hold up throughout the years. And then we also carried the tile all throughout the front entrance, which also came out beautiful. When folks have a hot water heating system, hydronic hot water, which is fed off of a boiler, one of the things we can do to eliminate radiators for more real estate space for cabinets in the kitchen, you've seen these before in some of the other videos, you'll notice that we have a kick space heater here. And it really doesn't cost anything to run it. It's just a small squirrel cage blower on the back of the unit. And the client can regulate the speed of the blower with the switch. It could either be off where the heat just radiates normally when the boiler turns on, or the clients can put the blower on high or low accordingly. That's why we like these. They're extremely efficient and we get to tuck them away. But we do have to have the grill that you see here so that the air actually feeds into the kick space heater and then feeds back out because of the design of the grill. So we have one here. So we're able to eliminate baseboard that was on this wall. And then we also have one over here underneath the microwave. Another focus, some of the details, we were talking about the molding earlier. You can see we have what we call a riser, and then you can see the standard size shaker crown. It looks really, really rich with this wood, how the color and the molding was carried over the window and then dies into the corner here. We have the cabinets at different heights because we had to make it look right to work around the beams in the kitchen. And I love the way that we brought the tile all the way up and even above the wall cabinets here. Every I was dotted, every T was crossed, so to speak. So everything came out really warm, looks great. And of course, like all of our clients, we wish these clients many, many years of enjoyment using this kitchen and having a lot of good family meals to improve the quality of family living when you have such a beautiful, gorgeous kitchen.